Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from createafashionbrand.com and fashionserviceshongkong.com. This week I got an email from Vanessa, and Vanessa's in Melbourne in Australia, and she's been doing lots of research into starting her own fashion brand. She's looking at the market, the pricing, etc. And she also sent me some articles that she'd found online, which is part of her question, which I read through, by the way. And her question was, I've been reading about diffusion lines and how the internet has made them less relevant. Is this true? Okay, so Vanessa and everybody else who's looking at the diffusion market, I should first explain what that is, and how a line and a brand, diffusion line and brand, are different things. Okay, so this might go over my 5 minutes. Sorry. Right, so when you are shopping, every person in the world has a certain amount of what's called disposable income that they can afford to spend on clothing. Sometimes you have less, sometimes you have more. And you have a range of different brands and retailers that charge different prices. So at one end of the scale, you've got a value market, which is things like Primark, Walmart, Target, that kind of stuff. Then at the other end of the scale, you've got haute couture in luxury. So very, very, very expensive. Now you've also got retail or high street, which is kind of generally in the middle, and most people can afford to shop in high street, the majority of people. So you'll talk about H&M, Topshop, that kind of level of price. Now diffusion, whether that's a line or a brand, sits in between the high street and luxury. So it's sort of smack bang in the middle. So just to give you an example, a day dress, a normal, dress for every day, in a diffusion line or a diffusion brand, you're looking at £200, £300, £400. Okay, whereas luxury, you'd be looking at a couple of thousand, maybe 800-900,000, something like that. And then haute couture, obviously, you're looking a lot more than that. But your articles that you sent me all talk about how the internet has really stopped diffusion lines being relevant. True and not true, both at the same time, I suppose. People that shop in luxury and have the money to shop with luxury brands do it for the experience. It's not just about the clothing, it's about the whole package. They want to go into the shop and be treated well. They want, glass of champagne, or somewhere for the husband to sit while the boyfriend to sit while they're, changing clothing and trying different things on, and they want a big lavish room for that to happen in, and they, it's about the attention and the detail. It's not just about the products. So it makes sense then that internet shopping for luxury brands has never been that great, and it hasn't been. The internet hasn't caused that. It's just not. It's never been that amazing. People prefer to go into the store and actually shop. Now it's the same if you have a diffusion line, and like I said, there's a difference between a diffusion line and a diffusion brand. So let me explain quickly. So luxury brands charge a huge amount of money for their clothing, and actually don't make a lot of money on their clothing, by the way. They make money on perfume, bags, shoes, wallets, sunglasses, that kind of stuff. So they all created an additional market, the diffusion line market, in order to make a cheaper product than their luxury ones, so just a pared down version that they could charge a cheaper price for. Okay, it meant that the average person with a little bit of saving up for something special, could afford that product. It also meant that there were way more people in the world who could afford their diffusion lines as opposed to luxury. So it got people in and used to buying a particular brand at a cheaper price to then want to buy the luxury product. Okay, it's kind of a bit of a marketing ploy, but fine. Now the same on the internet. Again, most of the people that shop with Diffusion Lines are not people that shop with luxury. They are your average high street shopper, okay? They have saved up a lot of money to buy something very special from this Diffusion line of a luxury brand, so they too want to go in and have the experience in the shop of that luxury lifestyle, that luxury brand. So again, internet sales have never been that great. So has the internet caused it? No. Will it ever catch up to your average priced good? No. It's just not going to work online. But here is the difference. You are looking at a Diffusion brand. You are not a Diffusion line. So a brand, in terms of the market and the pricing and the customers, are all the same as a Diffusion line. But a Diffusion brand has one distinct advantage. Because it doesn't have higher priced products, luxury shoppers will actually shop with Diffusion brands, whereas they won't shop with Diffusion lines. Because the brands don't have a richer, higher end, more expensive product competing with their general products. So as a Diffusion brand, you're not competing with yourself. Okay, you're literally not trying to draw in 20 different markets. So luxury shoppers will shop with Diffusion brands. Okay, generally younger as well. You also have the advantage that high street shoppers will be able to shop with you far more than they will a Diffusion line, because a Diffusion brand, although it roughly is around the same price point, also has things that are a little bit cheaper and a little bit more expensive. So the range of price is kind of quite vast. So you make things more accessible to your average high street shopper as well. So people will be able to shop with you far more often. Because you are not luxury, you can also do very, very well on the internet in terms of selling on the internet. If you want to have a store kind of experience, of course you can go and buy a shop or rent a shop. It's going to be very expensive to do, but a lot of brands, they stock in department stores or boutiques or things like that, where people can go in and shop with you physically. They can touch the products, they can try things on, etc. But once people have an understanding for your brand image and who you are and what you're about, they will come back and shop with you online. But the last thing that I'm going to kind of say, Vanessa, about Diffusion brands, and this is really, really important, go and have a look at a couple of different shops from the UK that do this really well. They are the OG of Diffusion brands, really. True Religion clothing, they've been around for a very, very long time, and All Saints. Now you'll notice that their brand image is very, very specific. It's really targeted. Their photo shoots, their colours, the icons on their screens, everything has a really clear, defined marketing message and brand image. Because a Diffusion brand that doesn't have a very distinct image is never going to work. Unlike luxury, which can sell aspiration, luxury lifestyle, etc., in a more generic way, and high street, which can do fast fashion or fashionable clothing in a generic way, you are in the middle and people need a reason to come to you. So you must have a really distinct, clear brand image that people can identify with you specifically. Otherwise, you're not going to get sales. Okay, it's the reason that people will shop with you. Don't have it, it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter what price you sell your stuff at. It needs to be very, very clear. Okay, so Vanessa, I hope that's been really, really helpful. If, like Vanessa, you'd like to ask me a question, you can do that in two ways. You can comment on our videos, or you can get on my newsletter like Vanessa, and the details are in the description box. You should do, because I do additional information on that nobody else gets anywhere else. So that's always a good reason to get on it. And if this has been helpful, please like and share the video. That would be super, super helpful. I want more people to have access to the right information, real information. 20 years of hard work and wrinkles information. And also, if you've liked this video and you don't want to miss out again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next week with another answer to another question.